Ask any coach in America what it means to be the preseason favorite, and they'll tell you not much. It means your peers believe you have the potential to be a good team, but like Vince Lombardi once said, potential means you ain't done it yet. The reason for all this conference alignment? Television revenue. Monetarily, Huskers going to double its take of conference revenue from about $10 million to $20 million due to those bigger TV contracts they have with the Big Ten Network in place. Playing on the biggest stage of her young college career, Emporia State freshman Rachel Hant provided a huge second-half spark for the Lady Hornets, but tonight against Richmond, a far different story. Markeef saddled with early foul trouble. It was KU's bench who came up huge, 31 points, and they're on to the Elite Eight. Literally the center of the college basketball world on a day like today. Top 5 Sunflower Showdown. First time in more than 50 years that both KU and K-State are ranked this high. Twice he had the sense that the U.S. had the game in hand, but they let 2 leads slip away during yesterday's final against Japan. And you know, although Kansas State may be a relative newcomer when it comes to the national title discussion, a win here tonight over the defending champs would solidify them as one of the favorites to cut down the nets in Houston come March.
Joining us now is 27 Sports Director Johnny Kane with the latest. Johnny.
Yeah, guys, the news that he plans to retire immediately may come as a surprise to a lot of people, and here's why. In June of this year, less than 3 months ago, Perkins said he would step down next September of 2011. But the reason Perkins pledged to remain on for another calendar year was to guide KU through conference realignment. But he's done that. Hey guys, I'm still trying to figure out how they battled back to win last night's game against the White Sox in 11 innings. It was improbable. We're here courtside at the Alamo Dome. What a privilege to be joined by Bob Davis, the voice of the Hawks. Bob, last time I was here was 2008. Have you been here since?
Not been to San Antonio since then, but we had a good time, didn't we?
Let's not lose sight. We have 7 games to play after this, so the season's not lost. But they lost in a big way tonight, and then next week, of course, they'll be able to try to get it back. His second victory of the season, but for Johnson, he has now steered his way into first place in the point standings with 7 races to go. Certainly the fans are excited. It is our inaugural game of the week here for 27 Sports. Topeka High Trojans and the Holton Wildcats. We're going to hear from the head man of Topeka High, Walt Alexander, coming up next. It was a rather anticlimactic finish to what was expected to be a potential Final Four preview. Duke played the kind of game you'd expect from a defending national champion. And finally, Matt writes, in the end, it probably doesn't matter anyway. The U.S. is just going to go back to not caring about soccer until they get to pretend again in 2012 for the Olympics and 2014 for the Men's World Cup. You know, Kelly, you wish people would really open up and tell us how they really feel about this deal. We're going to talk to Clint Boyer here in just a few minutes, figure out what to expect during the Rookie Challenge. I got the Aviators on today, feeling the need for speed on a windy one. What we do know is that Alex has never driven a stick shift. That shouldn't be too big of a problem, right? Meet John Michael Cloud, a 5th grader at North Fairview Elementary who's competing this weekend in the Elks National Hoop Shoot Finals in Massachusetts. John Michael beat out more than 83,000 fellow competitors at the local, district, state, and regional levels. But the kids he was competing against were 11. I'm a man. I'm almost 30. All right, everybody, my name's Johnny. I'm here with Channel 27. I'm here for a free throw shooting contest with the one John Michael Cloud. How many of you guys think John Michael's going to win today's competition? All right, how many people think Johnny Kane's going to win this competition? Crowd advantage? John Michael. Alternate shot, best out of 10. Yours truly, the first to go. Not good. I proceeded to miss my 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th shot. John Michael missed once. With a quiet confidence, he stepped up without ever taking a dribble and proceeded to make 9 out of 10 free throws.
Just put the circle inside the circle.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Can you tune out everybody around you, or do you just see the basket?
Just see the basket, and I'm alone just shooting 3 throws.
John Michael is the best of approximately 83,000 kids that participated in his age category. He concentrates, he shoots, he's rock solid, shoots with a lot of confidence, and puts a smile on his face. That's worth 2 extra baskets. The question people kept asking me over the last 2 weeks concerning conference expansion was, why would the Big 12 dissolve because Nebraska and Colorado wanted out? Simple answer, it wouldn't. It didn't have to. Everything hinged on what Texas planned to do. And today,
we got our answer. Texas is staying in the Big 12 Conference. Shortly after, Pac-10 Commissioner Larry Scott sent an email to the Associated Press saying the Longhorns declined his invite to join the Pac-10. University President William Powers released a statement saying his school would continue competing in the Big 12, though he did not get specific on why Texas decided to stay. Those questions will be answered during a scheduled press conference tomorrow morning. So instead of becoming the first domino in what would have been a windfall of teams leaving the Big 12, Texas has created a windfall of teams wishing to remain in the league. The Oklahoma Sooners followed suit, pledging their commitment to remain in the Big 12 as well. OU President David Boren and Athletics Director Joe Castiglione released a joint statement saying, quote, "The decision to stay in the Big 12 represents a consensus position which resulted from a collaborative effort with our colleagues in the conference. We value the strong working relationship that has been reaffirmed during this process among the conference members. We intend to work very hard to make the conference as lasting and dynamic as possible. We appreciate the respect and interest that has been shown to OU during this process." Officials at Texas A&M also vowed to remain in the Big 12, saying the Aggies are a proud member of the conference and will continue to be affiliated with the Big 12 in the future. Remember, Aggies were being courted by both the Pac-10 and the SEC. A&M Board of Regents member Gene Stallings, a former football coach, said today that his vote would be to stay put and that keeping the Big 12 would, quote-unquote, tickle me to death. Oklahoma State also released a statement pledging its commitment to remain. So why the sudden shift when so many of the national pundits were writing off the Big 12 as a dying league? Well, Commissioner Dan Beebe met over the weekend pitching the idea of preserving long-standing rivalries and, of course, money to back it up. Beebe's plan to the 10 remaining members of the Big 12, that includes increased television rights and the opportunity for Texas to move forward with plans for its own network. Based on estimations right now, Texas will still get the biggest slice of the pie, while the remaining schools would essentially double their current TV revenues to somewhere between $14, maybe even $17 million. So if everything plays out, the other obvious winners here are Missouri, Iowa State, Baylor, namely KU and K-State. According to the television dollars published from 2007, KU was making $9.2 million, K-State $8.2 million. But with the new TV deal, as I mentioned, coupled with that buyout money from Nebraska and Colorado, the Hawks and Wildcats could be close to doubling that number or even more. K-State President Kirk Schultz and Athletics Director John Curry say, obviously we are buoyed by the commitments of our existing colleagues and league institutions to preserve the Big 12 Conference and its position as one of the nation's top leagues. Our league has a very bright future, and we are looking forward to new levels of growth and opportunity. KU basketball coach Bill Self told the Lawrence Journal-World today, "Hey, I'm excited about what's being reported, and we'll reserve any further comment until the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. It's what we hoped all along. We thought it was the best scenario for us, and everybody thought it best for them as well." Of course, he's talking about Texas. So, University of Texas is going to make it official tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Big 12 Commissioner Dan Beebe, he's holding a teleconference at 11 a.m.